On our way to Stamford Bridge, it's just coming up to 1, just over 2 hours till kick-off. Bez, how you feeling about today's game?
Yeah, feel good. I mean, it's good because we're going together and we're driving. It's something quite different for us, isn't it? But with regards to confidence about the game, I'm not going to lie, I'm not really confident that I think we're going to be struggling to even come away with a point. I'd like to have that little bit of optimism. Hopefully we can maybe, I don't know, in an ideal world, nick a late goal, get 3 points, but I don't know, I beg to differ on this one, mate.
There's a few changes to the team, I believe there's a few changes to the team. I'm not sure who or what, but it sounds like Masuaku's in the squad, so whether he's starting or not, I don't know, but I think you can sort of guess a little bit here, and that is that Masuaku's not usually on the bench. He prefers Zabaleta, so Masuaku is in the squad. You'd almost expect him to start a little bit, because unless he's changing the bench, which would really make sense. But what changes do you want to see, Bez, out of the whole team that started against Spurs?
I think we certainly have to give the other goalkeeper a go. Like you say, we were just having this talk on the way up. I don't think that we can, if Pellegrini changes a bit of the side and he changes maybe the goalkeeping situation and does give a try to this other goalkeeper, I don't think you can blame him for that if it goes wrong, because he is actually attempting to try and make the side better. I mean, Roberto's been unbelievably shocking these past few weeks. So to give the young kid a go, I don't think would be a bad shout. It's a hard place to go, Chelsea. They're on a good run of form. I know Abraham's out, which is quite a positive for us, but Frank will have a map for this game. There is no doubt about it. They will want to win this game. But yeah, just change it up a bit. I can see maybe Rice move into centre half again, and then obviously something happening in the centre of midfield. I don't know if Sanchez is going to come in or whatever. But we need to mix it up a bit. We need to change it up a bit. We need some fresh legs in there, and I'm just hoping we feel up for it today. Because if we're not, then I can see it being a very, very high scoring loss, unfortunately.
I think that's the thing for me this week as well, that we see Pellegrini do something different, and if he does change a few things up and he goes with rule of thumb and what the majority of West Ham fans want, a different keeper, change information, change of personnel, he doesn't become blameless or faultless. But I think it's almost as important to see what Pellegrini does as the actual performance on the pitch, because if he sticks with the same old thing and we play well, it works this week but it might not work next week because it's not been working on in a few weeks, if that makes sense. But if he changes it up and it still doesn't work, you've got to look at the players more this week than the manager and say, well, hang about, the manager's doing something different, but you're not doing something different. I think the players have gone up a bit lightly in the last few weeks. I think a few of their subpar performances have been overshadowed because Pellegrini keeps doing bigger errors than what the players are doing. So Pellegrini can get it right, then the onus is on the players to step up a little bit. Antonio came back last week, back from a long injury, though it usually takes him a while to get going, but he came off the bench and was hit the ground running. Would you start him today, or is it too soon, do you think?
I would. I'd throw him straight in there. He is the type of player, I mean, look, a couple of seasons ago we was questioning his fitness, but I just think he's a pain in the arse. He's just a handful. It's the type of game where there's no good having him on the bench, because if we bring him on at 60-65 minutes, we could be 3-4-0 down by then. You can't expect the guy to change things. One thing that does interest me, though, is Pellegrini said in the week that he will be playing his best starting 11. Right, so it will be interesting to actually see what his best starting 11 will be, because then it shows us where he's at and his mentality is at as a West Ham manager. You've got Roberto and you've got Martin. That is the only two goalkeepers we've got, unfortunately. But I have just a feeling that Roberto's going to start again today, and I don't know. He's saying that he wants Roberto in his own way to turn itself around, but is Roberto actually good enough to turn it around? This is the questions that have been asked. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's been at a lot of clubs, but why has he been at a lot of clubs? I don't think I don't know what his longest stint at a club's been.
I don't know.
I mean, I think maybe he's been at a club for 2, maybe 3 years, but I don't know. Like, I'm interested to see what the team selection is more than anything in the world, because I want to know. It for me, it shows, like you say, where Pellegrini's head's at, where what we're intending to change up. You know, something's got to give. For me, I'd play 2 up top today.
Yeah.
I'd play Antonio and Haller up top.
Yeah.
I'd let them just have a go. What have we got to lose? We are going to Chelsea away. We've on a complete run of form. Just get at them. I mean, obviously, don't leave it too open at the back, but just let them run ragged. Antonio will run them ragged.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. Haller needs some support. Over the last couple of weeks, there's been a bit of criticism about him. Yeah, I don't think he's probably done enough, but I think his head's just dropped a little bit, because he's just, you know, the last few weeks he's just had nothing. So, yeah, I would just get at him. We've got nothing to lose. Go in there and trying to put, like, I don't know, 11 men behind the ball. All right, we try and play for a draw, but fuck it. Do you know what, Pellegrini? If you're not going to go for it, you know, the next run of games, we've got a hard run of games coming up still. You know, just go for it. You know what I mean? What have we got to lose? We've got nothing to lose, Joe, have we? You know.
What's your score prediction? Final score prediction?
Oh, it's horrible. Oh, do you know what? I fucking hate Chelsea as well. I despise them. You know, in London, they are the club that I just despise. I hate to say it, you know, I actually think Chelsea will win probably about 3-1. I'd love to see us nick a 1 or a 2-0 win, but I just can't see it in the hindsight of things and the way it's been at the minute. I can see a 3-1 win for Chelsea.
My worry is, if there's any game Lampard wants to win, it'll be this one, and he'll be telling his players that as well. He'll be saying to his players, we need to win today. I think they're due to slap someone soon, Chelsea. I think they've always been teetering on the brink of putting 4 or 5 past teams, and they've got the players to do it. They've got the players on the bench to do it, so they're 3-0 up and they want to make a couple of changes. They're bringing on good attacking players as well, which concerns me. I think it's due for Chelsea. I just hope it's not today that Frank cashes in his chips a little bit and takes the final victory that they've been sort of threatening to do in the Premier League. Someone made a comment on the preview, someone made a comment. It was a good point, actually. It was a really good point. He said that Spurs and Newcastle went 3-0 up against us and sat back. He said Chelsea won't do that. Chelsea will go for goal 5, goal 4, goal 5, goal 6. They'll keep going. And I think that's a good point, and I couldn't disagree with that. That's a slight worry. But anyway, we're gonna head out. We're nearly there, and we'll get a little drink, go to the game. Hopefully, Pellegrini does something different. Hopefully, we'll turn up. And I don't know. You always get a lot of pre-match optimism seep into your body a little bit, which leads to disappointment.
a lot of the time, doesn't it?
It's seeping in, and it's starting to seep in, because we do have the players available of causing any team in the league damage. But do we have the attitude? Do we have the mentality? Do we have the manager to pick the right team, deploy the right tactics? That's the questions that I've all said the answer's been no recently. Can the answer today be yes? Well, Cannon Bailey certainly thinks so in our Sun column, doesn't she? But that's a conversation for another time, probably next week, and I'm looking forward to that one. Anyway, enjoy the game and catch you in a bit.